Okay, record. Hey guys, it's Chris Elson again. I know I've done as many interviews as I have been because I've been terribly busy working on my projects. But for the month of October, I've been trying to get different filmmakers on board, like you've seen before, talking about their projects. And this evening, I have a very talented actress slash director slash producer. I believe you've done it all. Miss
It's out of necessity. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's the best filmmakers. Olivia Gropp,
You
right?
got it.
All right,
Grop.
got it.
You got it.
almost said it wrong, but I got it.
No, you're good.
Heck yeah. So again, I've been looking at your IMDb and stuff. We actually met each other at the Bird Theater. Was it last year? I
We
think it
did.
was.
I think it was last year. I can't believe it was that long
I
ago.
know, right? Yes, I believe it
Yeah.
was last year because we all had a screening of our
Yeah.
short films with Cecilia and stuff. And that was really awesome. But
Wow.
your
That
stuff is
was
pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah, I was impressed
Oh,
because
thanks. Same to you.
oh heck yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But that was my first introduction to you. I know you was in her short too, but I saw like
That's
you
right.
you directed that short. So wow, you're very fairly young, right? You're like you're 20s.
Yeah. I'm
So
24 and I actually made it was Traders that we
yeah,
showed.
yeah,
That was my
yeah, yeah.
first film writing directing. I was only 19.
Yes, impressed. I mean, I didn't make my
Yeah.
first until I wrote and stuff. I was 19, but I didn't make my
Hmm.
first like thing to like my late 20s, almost 30s. So that was pretty impressive. It was very good
Oh,
production
thanks.
quality. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You definitely knew what you were doing. So I was like, we talked a little bit. So yeah, we definitely got to, kind of network a little bit. But with that being said, like you've done a lot of things. You've done parts in Lifetime films. You've been part of like some bigger like independent stuff.
I've been really blessed to work with a lot of talented people, and I honestly can't imagine myself doing anything else. So I love working on friends projects. I love like traveling all the time. I'm based around Philly, and
Hmm.
nothing really shoots there anymore. It's mostly
Really?
commercials. Yeah.
Huh.
So I actually just got back from Idaho shooting something with David Arquette.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He was super cool. I mean, Scream is one of like my favorite horror movies probably.
I
So
just binge watched the
he
entire thing yesterday,
you
the other
did?
day.
Even the
Yeah.
new ones?
Yes, I love all of them.
Oh, ooh, yeah,
Not,
it's
I'm
a
not
good
a fan of
series.
three. I'm not a fan of three, but I like the rest of
Really?
them. Yeah,
Huh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first is always going to be the best, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So one thing I like to talk to all the filmmakers on here is like how they
Mhm.
got started, and everybody's story is different, and everybody has their way of getting in and
Yeah,
doing everything. So with you in particular, you are started very young
I
doing
did.
film. Yeah. So you
I
want to tell us
did.
about that?
Yeah, so I started in the industry when I was about 13 years old. And what really inspired me to start acting was the show The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So, long story short, my dad, he used to work out of town in Atlanta, showed me the TV series, and I was instantly hooked.
Nice.
So, I auditioned for that a few times, unfortunately, didn't get it, but I got the acting bug from that and just wanted to start making my own projects and connecting with as many like minded people as possible.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, what was like your actual first like official gig?
It was a short for NYU based on The Last of Us. I played
Nice.
Ellie in a scene.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun and the people there were so kind. It was a zombie adjacent project, which I was thrilled to be on.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
So you say NYU. So,
it
are
what?
you like are you classically trained, or are you like did you go to like do you take any like go to theater or like
So
acting school?
honestly, you're probably going to laugh at me, but I just graduated college in May and I was actually pre-med.
Oh shit.
So that's my backup plan. I want to do film if at all possible as my career. This is just what I love doing. But I have trained at places like around America, like Margie Haber Studio, and then throughout high school, I was in New York every weekend at Lee Strasberg.
Well,
That
nice.
was such an amazing experience.
That's awesome. So you
Yeah,
worked on a lot of sets, then I'm assuming, right?
yeah, quite a few actually, which I can't believe.
No, that's good. But what I'm getting at is I tell a lot
Hmm.
of people I talk to, like, who wants to get into movies, whether it's acting, directing, I
Yeah.
always tell them, get on sets, get on many sets as you can, because that's
Oh,
where you're going to learn
absolutely.
the real stuff. You'll learn the lingo, the way it
Hmm.
operates and everything. So you got
That's your best film school is to be on a set.
exactly. And
Hmm.
being as young as you are doing that, you've got a lot of people beat because you know it. You know how to,
Yeah.
take direction on set. I mean, you
It's
directed your own stuff, so
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I would definitely recommend if you can make your own film, even if that's on an iPhone. Like, try to
yeah,
shoot anything. Growing up, I would shoot like iMovie films with like my little cousin and my brother, and they're complete crap. But it was such a learning experience being able to make stories and like develop characters and things like that.
right.
I would highly recommend if you want to be a filmmaker, try shooting something at least once a week.
Heck yeah. So we're gonna get to a
Yeah.
couple of things, but also I want to talk about this about the since you're acting and you're directing, and
Yeah.
again watching your short film is I noticed like with directors who come from acting, you kind of an advantage
Mhm.
over us directors who don't
Oh,
act because
thanks.
well because you know how to talk to your actors on an actor level. You know there's certain
That is
things.
true.
Yeah, and that does help. And I've learned again
Mhm.
just being on sets and doing the stuff I've done. I've learned the process, how actors
Sure.
process things. But again, for you being an actress, you know how to get the performance out of that person.
That is true, and especially in Trader, since I was acting in it and directing,
Yeah.
if my co-star was like evoking a different emotion in me than what I had originally wanted in the script, I knew
Hmm.
how to like tweak that for him in
Right.
words that like in terms that would actually help him. Instead of just saying, "Oh, that's great. Do something different." I could say, "Oh, maybe on this word, did you think about like we had a history here?" and
Hmm.
try to develop some of that character with him.
Right.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. So I got a question about that, and this is
sure.
something for a year, like back in the day when I first getting
Mhm.
into everything, I would listen to like a lot of like behind the scenes stuff and her actors. And they always talk about how feeling safe with the director.
Yeah.
And I, for a long time, I didn't understand that. Now, tell me from what I believe it is now is they're trusting the director to not make them like an idiot on camera. Is that what
Oh my
trusting is?
gosh. Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what it is. Because I'll be honest with you, look, when I first started, I had no idea what that meant either.
Uh huh.
And now working with so many different directors, you can definitely get a feeling of like the vibe that they're going to bring to the
Right.
final product.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, because that mean again, I just figured out just by again talking to so many different actors, seeing the stuff,
Yeah.
and I said, okay, because like the actor, this is their faces on this. This is their thing. So
Right, right.
if you make them look like they suck, then
Yeah.
not now you've cost them like several gigs. They won't
Yeah,
never
right?
hire them. So yeah, so I totally get
Yeah.
it. I totally. And some directors don't know how to. I mean, the funny thing is, some directors are very good at visions and stuff, and
Right.
running a set, but when it comes to the actors themselves, they don't really do a great job, and I guess that's where the AD can kind of save them sometimes.
True. Sometimes I think that a few directors I worked with, I just told them at the beginning, I'm like, hey, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If I suck, please tell me. I want this to be your vision. I want to complete that
Right.
as like the best of my ability. I think a lot of people are just afraid they're going to insult their actors.
Yeah.
And I would prefer brutal honesty over you being nice and then the final product being crap.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a respect thing right there. And you're actually probably the first actor I've interviewed. Usually, I interview directors and writers and
Mhm.
stuff. So it's cool to hear things from your perspective.
Oh, cool. That's so
Yeah, heck
cool.
yeah, heck yeah. But I'm trying to think. So I guess for me, when I work with actors,
Yeah.
I'm a planner. I love planning things out, and I'm all about
Same.
rehearsing stuff. Saying sitting
Same.
down, working it out, and all that.
Hmm.
Even like just taking your iPhone, like doing like a little crude like setup of the scene just to
Yeah.
see how the blocking looks and all that, how the actor
No, totally.
reads on camera, and doing that it helped out a lot. And that's what's
Yeah.
how I operate as far as doing film. So.
Now, do you do that for like your shots when you're trying to like plan things to show to your DP? Because sometimes I don't know all the
Yeah.
terminology. And so I
Um.
just like shoot something on
Right.
my iPhone. I'm like, I want it like this for
Yeah, I'm a
this setup.
storyboard guy. I draw. I
Oh,
draw.
okay.
Yeah, I draw everything out to the point,
Okay.
and it's
That's
kind of
impressive because I
yeah.
can't
Well,
draw.
thanks.
So
Well, I mean, that's my background. I'll show you some stuff too that I did. But
yeah.
with me, like again, like I do write. I haven't written as much lately because I've been so busy doing all this stuff. But I can't when I'm doing my own stuff anyway. I know what I want, so I can pretty much
Yeah.
do the writing in storyboards, if that makes sense. Like,
Oh, no,
it's
that's
all
really cool.
there. Like even with dialogue, I'm not the best at dialogue. I mean, I'm okay with dialogue. It takes me a while to kind of put it together, but I always felt
Same.
that get like the actor will bring it out. Don't try to make
Right.
it the dialogue witty. Just have where you want to go with it, and then
Right.
trust the actor to bring it out, because that's usually the best stuff.
Oh, totally. I mean, even in Traders, that project that I showed at the Bird and we
Yeah.
met
Uh
talking about,
huh.
the actor, he actually brought something really interesting to the character where he thought he should be like more childlike. And I hadn't really thought about that. His character was inspired a lot by American Psycho, Christian
Oh,
Bale's
nice. Of
character in
course.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought like straight laced, like control freak. And he goes, Liv, did you think about his backstory? And maybe he like reverts to his childlike tendencies as like a safe place. So like when he's cleaning up his murder scenes, maybe he's whistling a song, like the Itsy Bitsy Spider. So he starts like randomly doing it on set. And I ended up keeping it in the final cut because it was so perfect and creepy, and
Nice.
it just really cemented his personality.
And that's a good actor, because so you want
That's a
somebody who can
great
take it,
actor, yeah.
elevate your material,
Right.
and that's great. And that was a good
Yeah.
performance. I still think about that one a lot. I said that's a pretty good little short. You ever thought about making that into like an actual
Thank you.
movie? Oh, you're welcome.
That was actually the experimental phase for my next project, Gloria's Cut. Both are set in the 90s about a girl who is an actress slash waitress. That's her survival day job. She's been in the industry for a long time. Unfortunately, she's become jaded. And one day she gets a call from her favorite casting director. Hey, we booked you in this huge feature film. You're going to be a star. You don't have to work there anymore. Quit.
Hmm.
So she goes and tells her boss, tells her friends. That night, they call her back. We're actually going to go with the producer's friend.
Oh
She's
man.
crushed. Coincidentally, though, since it's an all night diner that she works in, the actress who was actually hired comes waltzing in talking about this new script that she got and she's going to be famous. Gloria figures it out,
Hmm.
ends up murdering her and taking her place at the audition. So it's a social commentary on the weird people in LA
Right.
because she's dragging around this other actress's body for, you know, an entire day. And no one really notices because they're so self-important
Right. I
that I
like
thought it would
that.
be hilarious.
That's pretty good,
Yeah,
actually.
thank you.
Shit,
Thank you.
I like
It's
that.
been developed over 5 years, and I'm so excited to share it with people because,
Nice.
you know, I think you can definitely relate to that too. Every filmmaker has, been promised things, and then, oh, someone's friend wants it
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
isn't as qualified or hasn't even worked in the industry before.
It's a strange industry when it comes to
It
that
is.
stuff, and
Yeah,
it's a lot about just knowing the right people. I can say right now
it's
that's what
true.
I tell a lot of people, no matter how talented or bad or maybe not talented you are, always have good relationship with people. Even people you
Oh,
may not be
totally.
crazy about, because burning bridges can be, that's it, you're done. You
Totally.
know how it is in this.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Since we now that we're talking about that
Yeah, sure.
feature, so um, so this will be your third thing you directed, or
It will. Yes,
okay,
it'll be
cool,
my
cool.
third project that I've written
Right,
and
right.
directed.
I remember. All right, awesome. So again, you've actually worked on like legit stuff. You worked on like Lifetime movies and stuff like that. Was that a good way to get you ready to direct your own movies, or I mean, how? What was your transition from wanting to be the actress to actually making your own stuff?
It came out of necessity. I was 19 when COVID started, and I was going stir crazy, not booking any jobs because everything was shut down.
Yeah, it was a weird
So
time.
it was a very weird time. This story was a dream. And so I wrote it down and decided to call up a few of my friends who weren't working either. And that's how it happened. I got the bug for writing and directing as well as acting.
Nice. And I see you like
Yeah,
you're definitely more you like the genre stuff, like no the more
I
suspense,
do.
psychological.
Yeah, and you get it. Like the horror genre and the thriller genre is like personally I think the best. But
Oh yeah,
if I can
definitely.
yeah, if I can like blend that with comedic elements, like
Mhm.
so many 90s films I think have a lot of that in there, which I personally love.
I agree. Well, the thing about the '90s stuff, because again, I was in the '80s. I was just a like a baby. I was.
Yeah.
I'm 45 now, so like in the '80s, I mean, '89 I was 9 years old, so '90s kind of
Yeah.
what I grew up with. Even with the music and stuff. I got older brother and sister, and they, I remember as a kid listening to stuff they listened to, like Michael
Yeah.
Jackson and all that stuff. But what's interesting, I think the '90s to me, from my point of view, was kind of
Hmm.
like the retaliation against the '80s. The
Oh,
'80s
totally.
was a very vibrant, poppy, new wave
Hmm.
type thing. Then we get to the '90s, everything's more
Grunge,
grunge, more
Nirvana.
yeah,
Yeah.
more rebellious and stuff. You know,
Right.
it's almost like
Right.
being like the hopeless loser was the cool thing. If that makes
Oh,
sense.
totally. That's why I
Yeah.
think that the character from Gloria's Cut, her name is Gloria Schwarber. I don't know if you're a baseball fan, but I'm a huge Phillies fan, and I got her last name from Kyle Schwarber,
Oh, nice. I do
the
know this.
slugger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a big baseball guy, but no, I do know what you're talking
Oh, oh, I'm
about.
obsessed. But she was named after him, and coincidentally, the Phillies lost horribly this year in the playoffs. So I'm like, oh, the '90s, and like she's losing her
Yeah.
role, and the Phillies lost, and like you just said, being the loser was the cool thing then.
Oh,
So
perfectly. Yeah. I mean,
you know,
again, I can see that in the character because again, like in the '90s, it was all about the underdog. You had like
right?
Fight Club was one of my all-time favorite movies, and that's
Yes,
my top 10 movies.
yes,
Fight Club is in there, you know.
I
So that's
love
a
that
good.
movie.
Yeah, that you had what else? Falling Down with Michael,
Hmm.
Michael Douglas. That was a good one.
Yeah,
Even like a movie like Seven, which is a very dark. I mean, that was a
and
detective movie,
don't
but
judge me. I haven't seen that movie.
you never seen Seven?
No,
Well, once you get off this interview, I need you to.
I'm gonna do that.
Now,
I'm gonna
Seven's
go watch
great.
it.
That was again. I don't want to get too much off tangent, but it's funny because like we talked about Scream, we talked about Seven.
Yeah.
Those I always say Scream, Seven, and Silence of the Lambs is what made put horror into the '90s. Up to
Oh, I
that point,
totally
there
agree.
was nothing that really like that kind of stuff. Even to this day, like everything has Scream in it, for like the
Oh yeah.
dissecting of horror and stuff. It's interesting how that works.
Yeah. And I mean, you can even argue that Scream took inspiration from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. You
It
know,
did,
where Drew
yeah.
Barrymore was like marketed as like
Oh
the lead
yeah, yeah,
actress,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
was Janet Leigh, and
The
they both
Mislead,
die in the
yeah.
first act and left audiences shocked. I think that was something so freaking cool that they brought back in the '90s.
Exactly, and
Hmm.
I always said the '90s remind. It's like the '90s was very similar to the '70s to me a little
Yeah.
bit. Just now, again, just the attitude and just
Hmm.
how things work, you know. But again, like I still say, the '90s probably had the best string of films, like far as independent films
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff. To this,
I
you know
mean,
what I'm saying?
have you seen Idle Hands?
Yes, I've seen Idle Hands.
Oh, I love that movie. You don't sound like you're a big
Yeah,
fan.
it's not. I got to go back and watch it. It was one of those ones. I was in. I was like in my teens in the '90s, so I
Yeah,
was kind of.
yeah.
I was like into everything. But no, far as like no, I don't have was okay. But again, far as '90s film wise, again, I
Hmm.
was all about like the Sevens, the Fight Clubs.
Yeah. So you were like straight like serious movies instead of
Yeah,
that was like more of a horror comedy as Idle
right,
Hands.
right, yeah, like that
Yeah.
because horror again, horror took a nosedive in the '90s. Cause I worked in a video
Yeah.
store in the '90s, and I remember
Oh,
like
I'm
horror.
jealous.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that. I used to go until Blockbuster shut down when I was really
yeah,
young,
that
but
sucked.
before that I
Yeah.
used to go all the time with my
Oh
parents.
yeah, that was the best, man. I used to
Yeah.
love working in the video store, but you could tell that could like what happened was again the '80s was about what I'm saying everything was kind of big in it like effects was big,
Yeah.
so everything like Spielberg kind of like took dominated then
Hmm.
with all his stuff and like even horror everybody got into the practical effects and stuff.
Right.
I think towards the end of the '80s after Jason and Freddy kind of had their run, people got kind of tired of it and
Yeah.
so a lot of stuff went the direct to video market kind of took over in the '90s. That's why a lot
Right.
of stuff went straight to video, especially sequels. Like sequels to like a lot of like Hellraiser and all that shit went straight to
Yeah.
video. And the horror kind of died out again until the Scream and like the more
Right.
grounded horror kind of took over. Then late '90s, early 2000s, the J horror kind of became big. Then everything goes to cycles. All now we're
Yeah.
back into
Oh,
now
totally.
yeah now we're back into the body horror slash slasher genre, which is
Oh,
crazy to
yeah.
me. So everything goes to cycles.
Oh
But
my, like The Substance. I mean, I don't think you can get more
yeah,
body horror than that.
that was
And
the
that was
best. Yeah, that was the best
recent.
one. Yeah, that was the
Oh
best film
yeah.
of that year. There's been a
That was
few.
great.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it was everything it needed to be, and it was interesting. David Moore in
Right.
a role like that. I never
Right.
would have thought to see
I
her.
would have never imagined her in
Yeah.
that role, but she freaking killed it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like that
Yeah.
director though, because she did
Me
Revenge.
too.
She did another movie. I never saw her first thing. I think it was a short. It's on like a movie or movie, whatever that app is. But
Okay.
I saw Revenge, which I thought was really good. Do you see that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh, check it out. You'll see the parallels with
You're
that.
giving
And
me so many movies to check out.
oh, I could give you a shitload of
Please
stuff
do.
to
I
check
keep
out. Yeah,
running out of
definitely.
stuff to watch, so please do.
Oh, there's plenty of stuff. But no, but
Yeah.
yeah, again, like that was it's a rape and revenge thing, but
Okay.
it's from a female's perspective, so
Hmm.
it's very good. It's a very good movie. It's very stylized, but again, there's
Yeah.
certain directors have like their little tropes and stuff they sprinkle in their films, and you could
Right.
definitely tell this is the same lady who did Substance. So
Right.
you like that.
Yeah. I mean, I love her style, and honestly, I think that our styles are very similar.
Oh
Just, I
yeah.
mean, I know I've only seen The Substance, but
Uh-huh.
how it's so stylized and girly at the same time, it's extremely violent. And just like I
Yeah.
think the two opposites, or the two polar opposites, just make such a great blend.
Definitely, I think no, you're talking like the contrast, like no, with just
Yes.
the vibrant and beautiful, but yet
Right.
it
And
still
I
can
think
be
like same thing
ugly.
with like Tarantino, even like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's a huge inspiration for me.
Yeah, I like
How it
Tarantino.
was like all old Hollywood and glamorous, but then underneath there was something more
Right.
sinister. And I think it made each of those aspects more impactful by seeing the
Oh,
contrast
definitely.
between them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of him, I think that's probably my second favorite movie of his. My first will always
Really?
Jackie Brown will always be my first. I love Jackie
Jackie Brown is
Brown.
a good one
Yeah,
too.
Jackie Brown. I actually got a poster of Once Upon in Hollywood in my house.
Really?
But yeah, I
Oh
got
my
a
gosh, I have the vinyl.
nice. It does got an
Yeah.
awesome soundtrack. That Pulp Fiction,
Great
obviously.
soundtrack.
I love Pulp Fiction.
Like
Uh, Ja-
Reservoir Dogs?
yeah, Reservoir Dogs is cool. Like I
Oh
said,
yeah.
that's it's always like I always say that's the filmmaker's film. Like
Oh
for any
yeah.
guys to inspire.
Totally.
I'm not the biggest fan of Django Unchained. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. You know what I'm saying? I get where it's going with it.
Y-
It was all right. I did love Inglourious Bastards. That was a really good one to me too.
Yeah.
I think the only film he did, I when I was younger, I loved Kill Bill. The older I've gotten, I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite Tarantino movie.
Really?
Yeah, and that's
I
cool. I
love
like it.
that.
It works better as the. Have you seen the whole Bloody Affair? Was the entire film put back in this one long 4 hour film?
No, I haven't. I saw them separately.
It was originally it was supposed to be a one film, one 4 hour
Huh.
film. But ironically enough, at that time he was still with Miramax, who was the Weinstein company at
Yeah,
that time.
Weinstein's, yeah.
And Harvey Weinstein, his brother, was the ones that told us nobody's gonna watch a 4 hour movie, put it in two
Huh.
parts. Yeah, but there is I know it's a European cut called Whole Bloody Affair, which is the entire thing.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, so I think you might be able to find it. And I also heard he might re-release it as that at some point, so I'm not
That's
sure.
cool. I'll have to keep an eye out
Yeah,
for that. I
yeah.
mean, I know that like in the first one, the big dojo like murder scene
Hmm.
where it goes black and white, apparently that was like a US restriction. And that in like other countries they can show like the blood and gore. That if
Yeah,
they kept
so
it color here, it would be like what is it, like an X rated or
yeah. There's a with
yeah.
the rape. So yeah, so a lot of movies. Uh, you seen the Evil Dead movies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You seen
I
Evil Dead
love
too?
the Evil Dead.
All right, you
Yes,
see
I
Evil Dead.
did.
So the
Hmm.
reason like it was this, like black blood, green blood, they did that to get around the censors.
Really?
Yeah, they said it like if you watch the
Huh.
commentary, yeah, a lot of movies do that. They'll do weird transitions
Yeah.
and stuff just to cheat it. And so, yeah, it used to be like on I forgot the site, but they used to have a list of everything that you could
Hmm.
not do and could do. It was wild, like it was just weird stuff, like the F word. Like you could say the F
Yeah.
word like once in a movie, it's PG-13. Say it 2 or 3 times rated R, like
It's R,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
I did
It,
know
it,
that.
it's just these weird little things. But yeah, but Tarantino, surprisingly, the ratings board has been pretty easy on him. Considering
Yeah.
a lot of his movies. I mean, some people do not as much. It's violence, but they get censored. It's one of those things. It's
Right.
up to the people. But yeah,
I
that's
mean,
why
you can even argue that like his murder scene at the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I don't think I've ever seen a movie that violent in my life.
that was pretty brutal. That
And
was
that was, I mean, it was great, but
yeah. That actress, she had a good year, didn't she? She had that.
yeah.
She had she was in Scream. Then she was in that Honora movie. And I think
Honora.
didn't you guys work with the actress
I
in that
did,
on
yeah.
sales? Yeah.
Lindsay Normington.
How was
Yeah,
that?
she I wasn't on the same days as her, but we spoke
Oh,
after production wrapped and she was
mm,
so sweet. She's such a talented girl.
awesome, nice.
Yeah.
But so we gotten totally off subject of your
We have.
project. So let's get
But
back on.
I don't
Yeah, yeah.
mind. I don't
Oh
mind.
yeah. I could talk about horror
Talk
film
film
in
it.
general. Yeah, all the
Oh
time.
yeah.
But
Totally.
so right now with the
Mhm.
project, you are in pre-production.
We
Right.
are. So
Okay.
we're
All right.
planning to shoot mid-December in Idaho. From
Nice.
Yeah, I met the whole crew on the David Arquette project I mentioned. They work a lot in horror and they're so talented. I'm really lucky to have found them. Um, but we're actually shooting at a closed down diner.
That is awesome.
Yeah, there are so many locations like that around Idaho, and the film incentives are crazy there. So
I did not
I'm
know
looking
that.
forward to it. Yeah, I didn't know that either before this last project. And they're like, yeah, come out here.
Cool. So how
Yeah.
do you have an idea of how many days you're going to be shooting?
So we're shooting between 3 and 4 days. Like I said, this is a proof of concept. So it's like 16 pages of
Mm-hmm.
the 95-page script. It's way more condensed than, what the feature will be.
16 pages in 4 days is still pretty.
I know it's
That's pretty
pretty tight,
hardcore.
but yeah, but I got a good crew, so I have faith in them.
But yeah, again, it's not your first rodeo. You've done this, so you know. You
Yeah,
know
it
how to.
was, yeah, definitely a learning curve with some things. So hopefully I have the schedule tight enough on this one that we'll pull it off.
Awesome, awesome. So
Yeah.
so you got that. So what else you got lined up right now, as far as like projects or things you want to do, as far as like directing and stuff.
Yeah, so I've been submitting the proof of concept to a bunch of different grant committees and keep your fingers crossed. I'm waiting to hear back from funding for that. But we also just launched our Seed and Spark campaign for the proof
Right,
of concept. If you want to check that out, I
definitely.
filmed a promo video in character as Gloria. So I'm a little bit unhinged and I made it look like a VHS tape. I'd
Nice.
never done anything like that before, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Heck yeah.
Um, yeah, other than that, I'm auditioning like crazy and trying to get everything lined up for December.
Nice, nice, and I'll definitely have all those links post when this
Oh,
airs.
cool.
Yeah, I'll have all that links posted
Oh,
up for
thank
people
you.
to check out. Oh, definitely, no worries. Awesome. So that's pretty much it for your for December. So what about going into next year? Are you have any like?
Yeah, so I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of other projects. This is my only personal project I'm working on
Mm-hmm.
right now. Like I said, it's been like 5 years. I've been
Yeah.
really trying to get this finished. So, um, hmm, we're gonna be in post production. I'm gonna be editing this myself. Um,
Nice. What are you gonna be
again,
editing with?
DaVinci.
See, that same here. DaVinci's great.
Yeah, I'm DaVinci over Premiere Pro any day.
DaVinci has a better color grade system.
Yes,
Yeah, you know what I'm
yes.
saying. I'm still learning
That
all that
node
stuff.
tree, though,
Yeah.
oh my God, that was such a learning curve.
Yeah, it was at first, but then it makes sense.
It does, but it was
You know,
difficult to learn.
yeah, it's the boxes and all the brackets and shit. It's like
Yes,
what is this? But when you understand, okay,
yes.
it's layers and shit.
Hmm.
It's not too bad. But
Yeah,
and I love Da Vinci.
yeah, me too. I mean, I get into so many fights with like other editors about that. They're like, "No, you got to switch over." I'm like, "Honey, you better switch over."
That's funny. I got my buddy who's been the DP on my Mimi.
Hmm.
He gets work all the time and stuff. And no, he said that's almost industry standard now. Da Vinci.
Really?
More people because again
Huh.
that color grade system like
Hmm.
it's unmatched. Like
It is.
there are certain things the Premiere can do better, like like title imaging and all that shit. Like, but over like as far as like the color and all that stuff, like Da Vinci,
Hmm.
it seems as of now anyway, it's the
Right.
more like dominant one. And
Well, I don't know if you've done this, but apparently you can like grab stills from features and like copy the color grade. So
yeah,
like for traders, I grabbed a still from Joker because I wanted like that 70s kind of like
uh
orange and blue vibe. And it actually worked really well.
yeah, it's you can.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff you can do in Da
Hmm.
Vinci. I mean, it's unreal. I have to get your link. There's a guy that I follow on YouTube. Like that's all he does is tell you all these
Wait,
things for
is
Da
it
Vinci.
Casey something?
Is the guy with the long gray hair and the beard?
No.
Okay, yeah,
No, that's
this
not
is
who I'm
another
thinking
guy.
of.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
guy is
I'd love
like
that.
I've learned so much from this guy.
Yeah,
This
I
is
bet.
these little nuances you just don't think about.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
if
I'd
you have
appreciate that. Please send that
yeah,
to
yeah,
me.
definitely. Yeah, I'm always trying to I'm following a lot of people on YouTube with
Yeah.
like tutorials and stuff.
Oh,
But
cool.
so I guess what would ask? All right, so back to the
Hmm.
horror thing. Since you are
Okay.
a horror, fan.
Yes.
What is your, and again, it can give me like,
Mhm.
your three top if you can't just narrow it down to one. Favorite horror
Okay.
movies.
I really love horror comedies. I think
Okay.
that's just like I said, the juxtaposition between like bloody violence and then like humor, I think just
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
both stronger. I love Shaun of the Dead. Edgar
Okay,
Wright
that's a
is
good one.
so amazing. And
He is.
yeah, when I was younger, I had like scenes memorized and I would just like start speaking in a British accent to my family and friends. Like they're like, is that Shaun the Dead?
So,
um
did
yeah.
you know in the first opening scene he tells you the entire movie what's gonna happen in the entire movie?
No. I've seen it 100 times and I
Go
did
back and
not put that
yeah,
together.
he actually in the first he tells you everything's gonna happen in that fucking movie. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
I will rewatch that because that is seriously like one of my top movies.
it's a good one.
Yeah. Do you still want two others?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
Ooh. Um, oh, I recently saw The Thing on what's that called? I forget what I was even gonna say. But can I start that one over?
Yeah.
Okay. So I recently saw The Thing in theaters, and I had seen that a million times at home, and it was so different being able to see like the practical effects
Yeah.
on a bigger screen. It was unbelievable.
One of the greatest. I've been back and forth for like my top horror movies. I
Hmm.
know in the top five the thing is in there as one of the greatest works of horror ever made, and it's sad
Yeah,
because that movie was panned and was a flop when it came out in the
I know.
'80s.
My dad was telling me that the other day, and I could not believe
Yeah.
that.
Well, I
I
think what
mean,
happened. Again, I was too young to
n-
remember. I saw a video, but
yeah.
what I've heard, what people speculate is E.T. came out literally like a year or two before that, so
Oh,
everybody wanted to see the cute little alien thing. You gotta
right,
think like the audience has, the audience then are not the audience now. Like
right.
that, I think it was too much for them. Like it was just
Hmm.
too much. No, they didn't understand it well,
Yeah.
and it's sad because it's probably one of the most imitated films of all time.
Oh,
Everybody,
yeah. I mean, it was
yeah.
completely revolutionary.
Yeah, I mean, again, like just you didn't know what the thing was, and
Right,
there's all
right,
kinds of like even to this day, there's still theories on what what the thing is.
right.
I think the most not rambling on about it, but the most terrifying
Hmm.
thing about the thing was that when it crashed on Earth, right? That
Hmm.
wasn't the thing that crashed. Whatever was piloting the ship got attacked by the thing, so we don't know what the hell it was or where it came from. That's the most
Wow.
scary thing about it.
I think it's so funny that like the ending is like ambiguous and like when people get into arguments about like did they die? Did they
Yeah.
survive? Was somebody like, were one of those two characters actually the thing? And what's your theory on that?
Oh, you want to know?
I do want to know.
I think it was Childs. I think he was the thing.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you why I thought he was a thing.
Go
So
ahead.
there's two things with it. One, we don't know if it's a continuity issue or he did it intentionally. When you go
Okay.
back after McCready kills, the big one, they sit in the little
Yeah.
fire and shit. McCready when he talks, you can see the his breath. You
Oh,
can't
that's
you
right.
don't see it when Childs has it.
Yeah.
But the thing that I think he's the thing is because when McCready picks up the bottle, the alcohol
Yeah.
bottle, I think it's a Molotov. He doesn't drink it first. Child drinks it. And if you listen, when Child takes the drink, the music comes in for the thing. And McCready smiles at
Wow.
him. You know what I'm saying? So I think,
Yeah.
I really think, no, he's the thing. That's why
Huh.
he's about to put him on fire and that's it. But, or they both just freeze to death. But yeah,
Honestly, that would be
that's,
awesome. Maybe they should make a follow up and show that.
they were going. Apparently, Frank Darabont. Somebody was going to do a
Really?
sequel on TV back in the '80s, but they never or the '90s, but it never
Huh.
went through. I don't know. The thing is one of those. I love the thing. The prequel was okay. I didn't like the CG stuff, but
That was the 2010 version, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. No, I wasn't a fan of that.
I feel bad for the director. He actually wanted
Yeah.
practical, but the studio fought him, so he got screwed in the deal. Everybody
Oh
remember saying,
wow.
"Oh, you ruined the thing," But anyway, but now the thing, there's a comic. They did a comic book adapted sequel in the '80s,
Okay.
and that wasn't too bad. That kind of continued the story, but
Yeah.
the problem with the thing is if it ever left Antarctica, it's the end of the world. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
what I'm saying,
That's honestly, yeah.
we're done, So I don't know. I kind of like the way it ended, just kind of bleak and
Yeah.
ambiguous.
I mean that computer scene where it's like world population would be wiped out in like I think it ended up being like a year in some or two
Yeah,
years in
probably
some. I mean
faster
that's
than that. Yeah,
insane.
because if you
Yeah.
think about anything organic, the thing can take over. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, plants. I
Yep.
mean, I mean, how do you fight that?
You can't control that. I mean,
Then it gets in the water. Like, oh man, it's just
right,
it's
right,
terrible.
right. Oh my god, that honestly, such a classic movie.
Yeah, it really is great. So what's your number
Yeah,
three?
The Lost Boys.
Ah, The Lost Boys.
Love that movie. I
I've
saw
been
that in theaters recently too, and that was
really.
so cool. Yeah, being able to see like things on a bigger screen.
Yeah, never.
It's a lot
It,
more that like I noticed that
you
time
got me
around.
beat. What's funny? I remember seeing it when I was a little kid, and
Mhm.
I saw it on a Betamax. My brother he
On a
borrowed it from
Betamax.
on a
Oh my
beta.
god.
I used to have two of them. My parents threw them. I was so pissed they threw them away. Why'd y'all
Oh
throw
my
these things
gosh.
away? But yeah. So he had borrowed it from his friend, and I
Okay.
watched it on there. And I love. I mean, yeah, Lost Boys. I like Fright Night a tad bit better than Lost Boys, but
Really,
yeah,
I'm gonna
Fright
have
Night.
to strongly disagree with you on that one.
Well, I tell you, okay, this is the thing. I get it. I get why people like Lost because Lost Boys
Yeah.
has that edge. It had, you know what I'm saying? Kiefer Sutherland in
Yeah.
his prime was in it, and just it had that MTV feel to it. But
Right.
to me, um, Fright Night was fun. It was just a fun movie. For me, fun always
You don't
over.
think being on the boardwalk is fun though?
It was just the I guess the aesthetic of it. Like I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, it just I don't know. Something about just not the character of Charlie Brewster was such a likable guy.
Yeah.
You cannot dislike this. I don't know. Something about him, and then you had like our guy as the vampire Jerry Danger. I don't know. I just like that a
I just kept
tad
seeing
bit better.
Humperdinck from Princess Bride the
Oh
whole
Jack,
time. I'm like, oh
yeah,
my god.
Jack Skellington.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean I
Yeah.
get it, but again, Lost Boys is definitely again those are the two best. I mean, I don't know. Then you got Near Dark. Near Dark's a good vampire movie in the
Yeah.
'80s.
That's very
But
underrated.
yeah, definitely. There's a few others I think there is, but yeah, but
Yeah.
everybody talks about Lost Boys and
Well, the
Fright Night.
ending was just so iconic for me. I think I saw it when I was around like 8 or 9. My parents showed me because they grew up in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah,
So, like, I always grew up around like 80s and 90s media. And the ending where the grandfather, he's just like drinking out of the fridge and he's like, the worst part about it is all the goddamn
yeah.
vampires. And the
Like
whole
what?
time you like, oh my God, he knew about it. That's why he was like putting the fencing up outside. They actually were like huge stakes that he was trying to keep them out. He wouldn't tell his family that.
No, no,
Like, it
he
makes you
knew
think
this.
about the
Like
entire movie
right,
differently from that one
exactly.
line.
Yeah, that I think that one line was world building
Hmm. Yeah,
without
and
even
they
getting
apparently were going to
exposition.
cut it. I saw an interview
Nah,
recently that apparently the studios wanted to cut it because they're like, oh, that people aren't going to get that and blah blah blah. I'm like, that's what made the movie for
because
me
they.
personally.
How could you? I mean, that was the best way to end it because you couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Any other way would have been too abrupt. Like, you could, what else could you
Oh
do?
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
it's like, okay, there are shit, the vampires. Like, where the rest of them at? So
That
yeah,
was
no, the Lost
iconic.
Boys. Yeah, the Lost Boys was a good one.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you get that. That's your three.
Those are my three.
I've been
What are
back and
your three
forth.
now?
That's a hard one. I'm about to have to give you five.
5. Okay,
I'm gonna give
that's
you
fair enough.
five. The Thing is definitely in there. Night of the
Okay.
Creeps is probably one of my favorite fucking horror
I
movies
don't
of
think
all
I've
time.
seen that Night of the Creeps.
You
Wait.
haven't seen Night of the Creeps? Come on, man.
No, I'm sorry. Don't judge me.
It was God, why am I forgetting names today? It's
You're
the one.
good.
It's got so the thing about Night of the Creeps, it it's an '80s movie, but it did a very good
Okay.
job. It was a 1950s retro movie. It was a zombie movie. It was a slasher movie. A
This
buddy,
literally
a
sounds
buddy, yeah,
perfect.
a buddy
Night of the Creeps.
comedy, and it was a college frat movie, and it melded all of them perfectly. So you will like comedy and horror. This is not
Okay.
like a. It's not so the thing about it's not so it's self aware, but it's not like spoof. Okay, so it's not like all the
Okay.
stuff is happening. Everything happens. The comedy is like more subtle, like just a person's reaction to the
Yeah.
situation. But but yeah, it's ridiculous. The concept is ridiculous, but the movie is one of the best. So that's why I got a poster. I got an action figure. Shit, I got fucking a
Okay.
4K steel box.
Thank you for putting me onto that because honestly, you're going to think I'm lying now, but I must have like 25 partially finished scripts on my desktop. One of them is a 50s zombie movie about a group of teenagers. I swear to God.
The word
So
no,
I'm gonna have to watch that for inspiration.
yeah, no, yeah. This is. I'll tell you. Also an alien movie. It's just
Yeah.
everything. Like if you was to pitch it to somebody, say you're fucking crazy, this will never sell. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it did. It didn't do very well. I cannot.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't remember fucking directors' names. He did this. He did
Let me see. I
He did
looked it
Monster
up.
Squad. Yeah, he did.
I love Monster
Yeah,
Squad.
same guy did it.
Is it
Same guy
Fred
did it.
Decker?
Fred Decker.
Yeah.
Funny thing about it is, so in this movie, there's a scene in the bathroom stall where the guy's getting attacked by one
Okay.
of the slugs. If you look in the background, because he did this before he did Monster Squad, somebody written on the back is Go Monster Squad. So it's like this little,
Really?
yeah. And there's also another part. You'll have to see it, and I can come back and tell you. But yeah, but
Hmm.
no, I love Monster Squad, but no, Night of Creeps. That's probably one of my favorite. The ending is so ambitious. I
Oh
wish they
my
could have made a
gosh.
sequel, but they never did.
I will
But
definitely check that
yeah,
one out too,
it's
though.
actually
That
got
sounds
two, yeah,
awesome.
it's got two endings. So all right, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure. So what's really gonna blow your mind is I'm sure you're my age. So USA, the USA Network cable channel,
Yeah.
back in the '80s when I was a kid, I used to love it because they would have this thing called USA Saturday Nightmares. Every
Okay.
Saturday night they would play like a horror movie, and one of them was Night of the Creeps. At the same, my parents had cable back then, so we had like Cinemax.
Okay.
Cinemax in the '80s was not what Cinemax is now. Long
Yeah.
story short, Night of the Creeps played on both of them. I watched it on
Okay.
both. The ending on the one on Cinemax was a very bleak, like kind of like real quick, like bullshit ending.
Okay.
But when I watched it on USA, it had like an additional 3 minutes added on that they put back in there. One of
Really?
which was the ending was totally different, and I recorded on my tape. I saw my mom said, "Look, my mom was the one that got me the horror movies. Mom, look at this. It's a different ending." It's oh yeah, it is. So on the no, it came out. Yeah, they shot two different endings. The ending that
Hmm.
I liked was the one that didn't test well, so they wanted something a little more, no, more BS. So the stupid
Okay.
ending is on there. But anyway, everybody recognizes and say canon wise, that's the better ending.
Yeah.
And you'll know when you see it, you know. And like the shit, like the copy I got has all that stuff on it. But this is one of those
That's
wild,
cool.
you know. If you just didn't see it, then you wouldn't know. You thought it was
Yeah.
always like
Right.
that. But
Right.
yeah, Night of the Creeps, the thing, Evil Dead 2, um,
I'm gonna have to fight with you there. I think Evil Dead One's better.
the original
I'm
one,
sorry. Yeah. Why do you like Evil Dead 2 better? I have to ask.
because it's so from the pacing is so crazy. Like it never lets up. It's just
It
boom, boom, boom,
is.
boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And it did the one location, one guy thing for like the first like act and a half of the film, and it
That's
worked.
true.
Like you never got bored with it. Even that
Yeah.
one is cool. I like Evil Dead One for the same reason like Reservoir Dogs. Like it's a good, you know, it's a film to get you inspired to want to make your own independent film.
Sure.
You know, it's the most. I mean, obviously it's more horror related than Evil Dead Two. I don't know. Evil Dead Two just had that charm to it. That's why I
Yeah.
always, you know.
So
But
yeah, you like the comedy aspect of it then
yeah, yeah, I
in
do. You
Evil
know,
Dead 2. It feels like they had a lot more of like Ash's character development in that
right.
one where he's sarcastic and funny.
Yeah, it was just absurd. I
Mhm.
mean, come on, he cut his hand off with a chainsaw. He had a
Yeah.
chainsaw and a gun. I mean, it's just crazy. Like it never let up. You know, so many people have tried to replicate that
Yeah.
style. Like I believe like Edgar Wright is one of the people
Sure.
who can do that, keep on fast pacing. But you know, Evil Dead Two is just. I just think it's one of the perfect like examples of comedy and horror, and neither one is overstepping its boundaries. It's a good even you know thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
is Alien considered horror? Can I say Alien?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Alien
Yeah,
or
Alien.
Aliens? Which one?
I like Aliens too, but far like just the straight up
I
horror one,
agree.
Alien one. I mean, the Xenomorph is my favorite monster of all time.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
I got a like a poster of him. I got a Funko, not a Funko Pop. I got a that NECA toy. I actually made a I think I put it on my Instagram. Maybe I didn't. I made a you know Little Shop of Horror, Audrey.
Yeah. 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 I love Little Shop
Yeah,
of Horrors.
I made an Audrey Xenomorph. It's like this big, and
Really?
yeah, I did that, and I did a Cenobite one too, like a Hellraiser one. So
That's
I don't know.
awesome.
Yeah, I just you know in my downtime, I get bored. When I need to take a step away from making the movie shit. So I guess I'm still making movie stuff. I'm making
I was
that.
gonna say we're always
Yeah,
making movie stuff. Please.
exactly. So that one, and I get my other one. This is actually my top. This is another comedy horror. Is Return to Living Dead. Return to Living Dead
Okay.
might be my all time favorite horror movie.
Really?
Yeah, I love.
George Romero fan?
I am, but yeah, no. Return to Living Dead is one with the brains and stuff.
Oh, no, I know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you
yeah.
mean now. Okay.
Return, yeah, the one the eight with the '80s
Got
punks
you.
and stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Got you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a Romero reference in it, but no,
Yeah.
like Return of the Living Dead is like that's an awesome movie. You've seen it, right?
I have not. No. I
Okay.
know. I'm disappointing you on this call.
Yeah, you need. No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, hey, I'm actually envious of you because I wish I could go back and have that first experience watching all this stuff because it's so
Yeah.
amazing. But no, no, Return of the Living is awesome. Again, that's another one. It's a good balance of comedy and horror because the comedy is situational comedy.
Hmm.
Like it's just the situation is so out over the top that
Yeah.
that in itself is funny. But no, that's a good one. Like it's got like how when you see it, you'll see what I'm saying. Like the
Okay.
acting is really good for it. Like it just works. You know what I'm saying? You
All
can't
right.
hate
Yeah,
it.
sometimes you can't like put your finger on what works in something. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
know that it
yeah. Yeah,
does.
it just, it's got a flow
Yeah.
to it. Again, like you could, I don't know, it's certain horror just, I guess that's
Hmm.
why those movies work so well because they're just well made movies, and like
Yeah, right.
they're not trying to be anything but what they are. And I think the
Right.
problem for like a lot of modern horror is they're trying too hard. That's why I like,
I agree.
I like A24 films, but the whole elevated horror thing, I was like, come on, guys, we gotta.
Yeah. They're very hit or miss.
Right, right. You know
There's
what I'm
no like
saying?
mediocre A24. It's either they're freaking amazing or they're complete piles of garbage.
Yeah, and I like most of
Like,
this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
Neon's got him beat. Neon's been putting out a lot of stuff lately. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Have you seen The Monkey? It's
No,
Osgood Perkins.
I saw Long Legs. I haven't seen his follow up yet.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu. I
Um
got Hulu. I haven't watched it yet.
that's straight up horror comedy. I was
Nice.
crying laughing. It was so freaking good.
Cool. I'll check out. Have you seen
Yeah.
Weapons?
I have. Barbarian was one of my favorite horror movies. It was probably 4 or 5, but not a fan of weapons.
See, I'm totally opposite. I was not a fan of
Really?
Barbarian, and I liked Weapons. Well, see, I didn't mind Weapons,
Okay.
but I went in because I hate hype. Everybody, oh, you got to see it. It's a crazy. So I was watching. Like,
That's what I felt
okay,
like everybody was so
yeah.
overhyping it.
No, so I was watching Barbarians. Okay, and like, I've seen this. Okay, you know what I'm saying? All right,
Yeah.
I've seen this before. I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I've never seen that happen. I will admit this. One thing I do like about this director, he does in both his films. He's very good with creating tension.
Oh,
You know what I'm
very
saying?
good.
Yeah. But now the first 10 minutes of Barbarian I thought was really, really good. But once
Oh,
it got
yeah.
to like, okay, it's a thing, and then the whole Justin Long thing, like, what? I didn't.
Really?
It was weird. Like, what? How does? Why? Okay, it's his house, but I don't know. It was a weird B story with him and the girl. I don't know. It was weird.
Well, that's
Like,
how she gets out, though, because
yeah.
Justin Long, well,
Well,
spoiler,
no,
but
no. I
Justin
mean,
Long comes.
well, not the girl. The girl. Come here. He was getting accused of like the sexual harassment or something. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like it was like I don't know. It was just weird. Like it just came out of nowhere. Like
Oh,
it
oh,
never,
you reason that he went to that house.
right, right, yeah. Like
Gotcha,
that did. I
gotcha.
didn't really know how that fit in. Except I don't know. It was just, it was a weird move,
I
but
loved it.
it
I thought
wasn't
it was
bad.
amazing.
But what this is the thing with weapons, right? Because remember, did you when we came up with the buzz before it came out? It was in the bidding war for the script. Everybody wanted the
No,
script,
I
right?
didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
It was a bidding war for the script. Like it was.
Okay.
I think it sold high, which it doesn't happen
Really?
often.
Yeah,
But
sure.
Jordan Peele was one of the guys who were trying to bid on it, but he lost
Okay.
out. But what I'm saying is, so the whole time I watch this movie, because we when we watch it now, we kind of see the script in our head, okay, how
Oh,
it's
yeah.
written and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
watching, okay, why is this? Why was there a bidding wars thing? That's the whole thing I was saying. Then I saw the
Hmm.
third act. Oh, that's why. With the how the antagonist got her
Yeah.
demise. That's why it's so
You
yeah.
know, I have to say, I thought that the whole character of like the aunt was she was creepy, and I thought the actress did a great job, but I thought her being like a witch was pretty random.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those
I
movies.
I don't know. Yeah.
If you get, because it was a good premise, right? Like it was a very good premise, like because
Yeah,
oh,
I
what the
was
hell happened to the
just
kids?
mhm.
But this, oh, okay. I mean,
Actually, the
she,
ending where the kids like tore apart
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
aunt was freaking amazing. I loved
Right.
that,
I'm
but
telling you, that's what
I,
that's what people want to script because that was such a
yeah,
very ballsy move to do.
that was
To
honestly
see,
involving kids and anything like violent, of course. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. No,
I
and
thought they
again,
did a
like
great job.
oh, on that, yeah. So I do have a
Yeah.
threshold for horror. I've seen pretty much everything, but in my
Yeah.
older age now, like the two things I don't really like are
Mhm.
children getting hurt or animals.
Exactly.
Weapons was okay because I don't really consider the kids really weren't hurting that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They
they
did
weren't
the
really
damage.
hurt. No.
Yeah, but there are certain films where like anything like, and I hate this, any movie that has to kill a baby, I'm out. I just
I
don't see
agree.
that.
I
I
agree with
just
that.
no. I've
That's
seen,
just
yeah,
sickening.
I've seen a couple. Before I hate that I've seen them. They've done that, but usually now I'll look at like trigger warnings on these movies if I watch them. And that's the first time like anything with kids or getting hurt or
Yeah.
animals. I'm out. But aside
Yeah,
from that,
I
I
agree.
watch pretty much everything, and again, I've seen pretty much
Wait,
everything.
I think I have one you probably haven't seen. It's an 80s B movie,
Okay,
probably the most disturbing movie I've ever seen.
what?
Society.
Oh, yes, the Society.
Shit.
Brian Risner.
I thought
Man,
I had it.
where do you think James Gunn got the ending for Sliver from?
Society?
You seen Sliver, right?
No.
James Gunn, yeah, like what's the same end? Like his is aliens and shit, but like they
Okay.
fused, did this big orgy, they fused together. Same thing with Society.
Really? Ugh. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so sickening.
The shunting, is that what it's called? You thought that was
Ooh.
disturbing? Oh, you haven't
Oh,
seen
that really
anything.
disturbed me.
Wow,
You know, the
really?
substance didn't disturb me, which I think is probably more violent and graphic
Yeah.
than Society. I don't know why. It just
No, I
didn't
mean
bother me.
Society. It was the scene was gross. The scene was
It was
fucking
really
gross.
gross.
You know what I'm saying? But I guess that's why like you had the old people and yada. It was just
Yeah. Ugh.
yeah. I
No.
actually like Society a lot, but no, I've seen it quite a few
It.
times.
I mean, it very effective if they were trying to gross
Yeah.
people out.
Well, if we're gonna talk about the most disturbing '80s movie, I got to go
Go
with
ahead.
Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. That's the
I haven't seen that.
yeah, that's
No,
a
you're naming all these ones that I have to check
it's
out
good,
now.
but this is my thing. Like, far as like when I was younger, anyway. Now I'm older, I
Hmm.
don't mind it. Like, I wasn't really scared of horror movies as a kid, but anything that was like ground in reality freaked me out. Like,
Yeah.
as a kid, I hated Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I just thought it was too terrifying because it was too
Yeah.
real. And that was another. But now I'm older. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a great movie. But yeah, like, and the more real it is, it's kind of hard. I'll watch it. But it's more disturbing to me because it's real. And
I agree.
especially home invasion films. Home invasion films freak me the hell out.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think that like small town films, even though like I love visiting small towns, like
Mm-hmm.
I saw House of Wax recently and
That
I
was a
could
good one.
totally see it was really good. I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, I actually went to theater to see that. I was surprised how good it was. The ending was really good.
It
Like the
it
whole
was really
House
good,
Wax
so
Mel. Yeah, yeah,
underrated. Oh
yeah.
my
Again,
gosh, that
it
was
was the
great.
it was the time. Like that was like what early 2000s. Again, like the scene was
2004,
changing. It wasn't.
5, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't what people wanted to see then. So that's why
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I thought it was great. And I feel like a lot of people bash it, which I think is
Yeah, no. I
weird.
mean, I like because of Paris Hilton's in it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I think
She
that's
was
why.
funny. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And I mean, she got it. Her
She
death
did. I
was
mean,
yeah, that was the joke. So
where the pipe went through her head. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
That was insane.
that was a good one. But yeah, but Society, you was disturbed. I'm just laughing at it because yeah, you there's some films you're not ready for. Then if that's the
Apparently
case.
not. That was
No,
just
no.
deeply disturbing.
It was funny though. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, but I
It
get
was ridiculous.
why.
Yes.
Yeah, but are you a fan of Frank Hellenlotter, like Basket Case? You ever seen that or Brain
I haven't
Damage?
seen Basket Case, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
That
that's
puts me in mind of Society so much. Is the same like I don't know, like gooey
then again,
claymation, I guess is
yeah,
what it is.
I mean, there's a lot of inspiration for that in Mimi and Friends to a
Yeah.
point, but no, if that's the case, there's a scene. Yeah, you might not want to watch Basket Case. There's a scene
No.
in that you might.
I feel like
You,
I have to now.
yeah, yeah, I understand. It might be a bit much, especially the third. There's three of them. The first one's my favorite. That one's a little more
Okay.
serious. The other two got more like campy and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first one, man, I don't know. So I like seeing creatures in grimy city settings. Like I don't know, it's a contrast, like this urban
Yeah.
decay and like this creature. I don't know. I always like films like that. There's a few of them.
I recently watched this movie. You would probably like it. It had Linda Blair from The Exorcist in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm trying to think. It's like takes place in like a frat house, and they're like hazing.
Oh, I know.
They're hazing like new member. You know what I'm talking about?
Hell House, right?
Hell
It's called
Night.
Hell
Hell
Night.
Night.
Yeah, yeah, Hell Night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's severely underrated too. I mean,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember that one. Again, that
yeah,
was. That was during the time in the '80s. Like everybody was trying to make their own like slasher thing. I
yeah,
mean, there were
yeah.
so many slasher movies. One of
Right.
my favorite slasher movies is Slumber Party Massacre.
Really?
I love Slumber.
Okay.
You seen that one, right?
I have. I've seen the clips of it, but I haven't seen
Yeah.
the whole thing.
I've got the
That's an
poster.
interesting pick.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got the poster and I've got the Rust Rust Thorn doll action figure
Really?
from NECA. Yeah, I collect a lot
You
of
have
toys.
so much stuff. You need to show me sometime.
Yeah, I got to take. I got stuff everywhere here. I
Oh my
love again.
gosh.
I love toys, especially. I'm a big Transformer fan, so
Really?
yes. I mean, I remember as a child. Again, '80s.
Mhm.
I remember. You know, it's funny what you remember as a child, but I guess I
Yeah.
was like 5 years old. I remember going to the mall, and they would take me to the toy aisle. The original Transformers right there, and the one I got was Soundwave. I had the original Soundwave. I think about going
Wow.
back and buying one. I remember because like the old Transformers back in the '80s when we got them, they came in a box with styrofoam. You know, they got away from that
Oh,
shit
okay.
now. But I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just the little things you remember about that stuff.
It's a shame that places like Toys R Us shut down because I think like kids
Yeah.
today are missing out on so much.
Well, I mean, the market's different. Like, the thing about now,
Yeah.
like the toy market has been shifted more to collectors. Like they still make
Yeah.
toys, like stuff, but like the
Right.
really good stuff, like I mean, this stuff like $50, $40 for like a damn action
Right.
figure this big. Because they know, they
Right.
know, the demographics now and stuff.
Yeah. But plus, I mean, it's the same thing with like video stores or like toy stores. Like it was an experience going in person
Oh,
and like
definitely,
looking at
definitely.
everything. It was like it was a vibe. And I think it's a shame that it's all like moved to online now.
Yeah, like the whole marketing thing, like especially with like movies, like the coolest thing about
Yeah.
video stores was when you went in there, the box sold the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
especially with horror, because horror will have like the most outlandish cover art that had
Oh,
nothing
totally.
that had nothing
Nothing
to
to do
do
with
with
the
the movie,
movie.
but that's
No.
the cover. You know what I'm saying? Got
But
this
that's what
painted,
got you to
yeah.
watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially like the '80s fantasy movies, like you had
Hmm.
badass like painted covers, like
Oh
dudes fighting
yeah.
demons and stuff. Then you got the movie. What the hell is this? Like some
Yeah,
guy, you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? It's usually like
Exactly.
it's usually like Italians, like a lot more Italian. I was like, with these, because they were just making all these silly westerns and no, some westerns pretty good, but
Oh.
a lot of
Or
like
spaghetti
Italian,
westerns, yeah.
yeah, but the Italian like that's a whole another subgenre. The Italian,
Oh yeah.
not the Italian horror like the Gallo, not like the Lucio Fulci movies, but like the more obscure shit, like the ones that made like let's say like Terminator was popular over here, right? They would make the
Okay.
thing called Terminator 3 on the cover just to get somebody to buy it, but it has nothing
Yeah.
to do with Terminator 3. But they just want you to
Oh
buy
my
the movie.
gosh.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
kinds of crazy shit like
Huh.
that. And yeah, fantasy movies, there's a lot of those in the
Man.
apocalypse movie. Because Mad Max, there's a whole thing with Mad Max back in the 80s, because
Yeah.
the Aussie films. They had
Okay.
their Mad Max, and then you had like the Italians. They did one. It's crazy. There's so many subgenres
Huh.
of stuff in the '80s.
That is crazy. I mean, I'm really getting into Korean horror now.
Yeah, Korean horror's pretty good. Did you
They're
ever see
really great.
I Saw the Devil?
No, I just watched Train to Busan.
Oh, yeah, Tramp Sound. That ending.
Oh,
That ending.
that ending kills me every
Yeah,
time.
yeah. So everybody,
Where
I think
she's
it's,
singing the song and her father's like,
yeah, they said, I think they got voted as one of the most heartbreaking endings in
oh,
film.
I would
It's one
totally
of them,
believe
yeah.
that. Yeah.
But no, I Saw the Devil is one of the, that's just not a good, like, Korean horror. It's just an
Yeah.
awesome movie. It's a little more grounded. Again, it's a cop serial killer
Hmm.
type thing, but man, the guy, it's the same guy who played you seen the Old Boy?
No.
Oh, so there's two versions. There's the
Okay.
remake, the Spike Lee, but no, watch the Korean one called Old Boy. That
Okay.
ending is so effed up. It'll stick with
Really?
you. Yeah, that ending. I
Oh
mean, yeah,
man.
Old Boy. Yeah, because that came out like 2010 or so. That was a big movie back in that time. Like everybody's
Huh.
talking about it. It's not really horror.
Yeah.
It's a thriller slash action movie kind of.
Okay.
It's a revenge movie first off, but yeah. Just put down your list. Old Boy's a good
Okay.
one.
Speaking of Spike Lee, this just reminded me. I just auditioned for one of his newest short films. So keep
Nice.
your fingers crossed for that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
Spike.
really excited.
Yeah, I like Spike. No,
Yeah.
he's got a vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I like
agree.
a lot of his stuff. But I'm trying. What else? I think that's about. Well, I think we rambled on long enough, haven't we?
I've had a very nice conversation with you. This has been
Yeah,
great. You gave me a list of amazing movies that I've
yeah.
have to check out.
I'll get some more stuff. Again, just let me know where's your limit with stuff at, and I can kind of base the list
Yeah.
off of that. 'Cause, I mean, there's certain
Okay.
things that are good, but I know again, there's certain things that I know that's not for everybody. So I
Yeah.
want to make sure I don't, give you
Thank you.
nightmares for the rest of your life.
I appreciate that. I
Definitely.
would force myself to watch it. Get over the fear. So
Yeah,
send
yeah.
me whatever.
All right. Well, that's it for this one, guys. And again, I'm gonna have all her information in the comments. Definitely check out her your social media. So you have a link tree account,
I do.
right?
I do.
I'll put that in the description too, because with that you
Great.
got an IMDb page, Instagram, TikTok,
Instagram,
and
YouTube, everything.
the
Yeah.
crowdfunding for your short film coming out. So
Yes,
everybody
that's at the
check that
very
out.
top.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it was great having you on here. And again, we'll probably do some more. You know, I've tried to do more interviews when I can. I always bring people back to talk about movie shit.
I would love that.
Heck
I would
yeah,
love to do this again. This was so much fun. It's nice
definitely.
seeing you, Chris.
You too. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. You can
All
stick
right.
around. All right, and now.